Hello and welcome to Logos College Online Learning. And this is Ajarn Toto. Alright, today we're going, wrong one. Sorry, here we go. Today we're going to talk about more about your job interview, but we're going to go into some different subjects. We're going to talk about a style question or a style of question that you're going to be asked quite a bit at job interviews. All right. So previous videos we talked about demonstrating your skills. Do you have the requirement? You talked about your skills in your you talked about your skills in your homework that was assigned to you, right? And you talk about the transferable skills that you have and the experience, or how will that match up with what your employer or with what the employer is looking for. Their requirements. All right. Today, this is Unit 5. I know you don't have a book, but we're going to talk about two things. All right. We're going to talk about handling competency-based questions. And then we're going to go into further detail about demonstrating your skills. So now we're not just going to talk about the skills that you have, right? We're going to go into detail. So when you are in an interview, you tell a story about how you used those skills to solve a problem or to help to create something new that helped the company. Okay, let's go down here. Oops, sorry. All right. So the word is competent. All right. Competent is an adjective, and it means having the necessary ability, knowledge, or skill to do something successfully. Right? So if you are competent, you can do it. You're able to do it. You have the knowledge. Right? You know how to do it. Maybe you've done it before. The noun is competence. The opposite of competent is incompetent. Right? So you want to show, during the interview, you want to show the interviewer that you are a competent person, that you will be able to solve problems for the company. If you're given a tough job, you will be able to successfully deal with it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to handling competency-based questions. All right, how to handle these questions. All right. Competencies are a combination of knowledge, skills, and behavior required to do a specific job. Okay. So let's look at 1A. Let's discuss together. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all examples of competency-based questions that you could be asked during an interview. Right? Number 1, tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision. You would talk about times, maybe because you're a recent graduate, maybe you had to make a difficult decision of turning down a job offer in order to focus on school. Right? Or you had to make a difficult decision to decide what school to go to. You could talk about that. Or if you worked before, you probably, sometimes people move from one job to another job. That could be a time when you had a difficult decision where, I liked my previous job, but I know that I need to move on in order to further my career. Number 2, tell me about a time when you demonstrated good customer service. Okay, so remember your customer service skills, right? So these are top 10 soft skills, transferable skills for customer service jobs. Okay. So a time that you demonstrated good customer service could have been a time when I listened to a customer's problem and was able to resolve the problem, was able to help the customer. I was able to answer the customer's questions. a time of self-control, time when a customer was angry at me or at or at the service my company provided, but I was able to stay calm, and resolve the problem. Number 3, tell me about a time when you showed strong leadership skills. Maybe you were the class president. Okay, maybe you are the manager. Maybe you are a supervisor. Okay. Maybe you are a team leader somewhere in school or at work. Number 4, tell me about a time when you played an important role in a team. All right? I'm sure you've done this many times in your life, showing teamwork. When you're in a group, right? Maybe you took the lead and you helped your other group members. You worked together as a team. Tell me about a time when you experienced pressure at university or at work. Well, that's easy for you guys, because right now you guys need to graduate and you need to finish your thesis, your final thesis. So this is a time where you're experiencing pressure to finish the first 3 chapters and turn it in. Right? Okay, I'm going to play this audio, part B, for you. We're just going to play one audio, speaker number 1, and we're going to see if we can identify which of these competency-based questions is he talking about, is he answering. Okay. Oh, where do we go? Here we go.
5.1. 1.
Well, during my studies, I used to support myself by working part-time in a law office. Most of the time it worked well. I could manage my time so that I could work when I didn't have lectures. Also, it really helped me with my studies to have some real-life experience to support the theoretical input I was getting at university. But then, in my final year, I was offered the chance to get involved in a really high-powered case with a major multinational client who wanted to take over a local company. I was very keen to get involved because it was exactly the sort of experience I needed. The problem was, it was at exactly the same time as my exam session. I had to choose between studying for my exams and getting involved in the case.
Okay, so there he goes, I had to choose between studying for the exam or getting involved in the case. So clearly he answered question number 1. Tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision. Right? And you notice how he told a story. He showed communication skills. All right, he told a story, and he demonstrated his communication skills. All right, let's go down to part E. All right. So these 5 questions up here, they're examples of competency-based questions. All right, and number 1, what is an interviewer looking for in a competency-based question? Right? So when they ask you these questions, they're looking for evidence that you have the specific competencies required for the position. Right? If the position is a sales position, do you have the communication skills? Right? Do you have flexibility, job flexibility? Can you move to a new location? Right? Do you have the leadership qualities they're looking for? So when they ask you these questions, they want to know specific stories and examples that you demonstrated these skills that you have, that you said that you have. Right? Number 2, why is it essential to prepare stories before your interview? All right, so essential means necessary. It means absolutely 100% necessary. You need to do it. Why? So why do you need to do this? And so stories, they'll provide evidence of how you acted in real life situations in the past, right? And real life experiences that happened to you. And these stories, it helps you demonstrate the competencies that the employers are looking for. And number 3, how common are competency-based interview questions? So these questions are becoming more common, right? And they're different. They're different from normal job interview questions like tell me about yourself, or what are your strengths or your weaknesses. Okay? So these questions, they're becoming more common because employers, they want to know, they want proof, they want evidence. They want to know if you can communicate your proof of your skills to them. All right, I'm going to play another audio for you, one more audio before this video is over. And this is 2 recruitment experts, Grace and Oliver, and they're discussing competency-based questions. Right? So let's listen to these experts and let's see what they say about these style questions and why are they important.
5.3.
So, Oliver, what is a competency-based question and how are they different from traditional interview questions?
Well, basically, in a traditional interview, the interviewer will ask you questions focused on whether you have the skills and knowledge needed to do the job, whereas competency-based interview questions go much further, asking you additional questions about your character and personal attributes to see if you'll fit into the culture of the company you've applied for work with.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. Notice he says that it goes further, and they want to know if you have the character to fit into the work culture. Right? So the work culture, they want, let's say your job requires a lot of teamwork, and there's many people that work on one project. Right? So that work culture would require you to have teamwork skills. Right? And they want to know are you able, do you have the personality? All right, what kind of person are you? Do you have the personality to be able to work with a lot of team members? Will you get along with other people? All right, let's continue.
So, basically, behavioral competencies are the character traits and behavior qualities of an individual, such as the ability to communicate effectively, leadership skills, and so on.
Exactly. Now, in the past, it might have been enough to state that you were a team leader on your CV, but employers have quickly realized that this doesn't guarantee that you have good leadership skills. Now, you've got to prove these skills in an interview, and interviewers have developed competency-based questions in order to find out if you have these attributes. In these questions, the interviewer will be looking for evidence of how you acted in real situations in the past that demonstrate these competencies.
But wouldn't a candidate have stated these competencies in their CV?
Perhaps briefly, but not in any real detail, as there's not enough space on a CV to go into any real depth about a specific situation and how you dealt with it. That's what an interview is all about. Interviewers will certainly take your CV and cover letter as a starting point, but then they'll go into much more depth, trying to assess whether you're the right person for the job and the company.
Is it possible to prepare for a competency-based question?
Definitely, and it's essential that you do. Competency-based questions are looking for stories of your actions in the past, and it's these stories that provide evidence of your skills and competencies. It's all about proving you have the right skills and personality for the position.
Okay, I'm going to end that video. I'm sorry, I'm going to end that audio there. So the last statement he said was the most important thing. All right, you have to be able to demonstrate and prove, show evidence, all right, that you have the right skills and personality for the job. And the way you do that is that you prepare stories of past experiences, things in the past that happened to you, right? And what did you do about it? Okay, I'm going to end this video right there. Things to remember. Competent means you have the necessary ability, knowledge, or skill to do something successfully. It's an adjective. The noun is competence. And competency-based questions, the interviewer wants to know, do you have the knowledge, the skills, and behavior required to do a specific job? All right. Thanks for watching. Next video, we're going to talk a little bit more about advanced interview questions. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.